Welcome back to another episode of Trash Talk Podcast 105. If you have been paying attention since number 100 and over the last 5 weeks, you know that Mr. Sergej himself, that's his first name, but we'll call him Mr. Sergej, has been joining us regularly to play Life is Strange, the first main game of Life is Strange. He's going to also be playing Before the Storm after this podcast in the coming weeks, but today we're about to pick his brains just a little bit to talk about what he thinks about the game and what he's expecting from the franchise. So first of all, how are you doing?
Not good.
I was talking to JJ actually.
Well, I'm doing fine.
He's doing fine. So Sergej, how are you doing?
I think I already told you.
But I wasn't. I was talking to JJ.
He wasn't listening though.
What part of that? How are you doing, man?
Not really good.
How are you doing, Sergej?
I'm doing fine.
That's wonderful. Everyone doing fine. That's what I love to hear. I'm also doing decent. How do you like the game that is Life is Strange? General verdict.
First of all, I don't know, 9 out of 10.
All right, that's a pretty good score.
Yeah.
What's the score you gave it, JJ? Did we give it a score?
I'm not sure if I gave it a numerical score, but
If you have to give it one. Of course, you also know Before the Storm.
I mean, the first Life is Strange probably like 8 out of 10 or something.
Yeah, I just go in the middle, go 8.5. You know, kind of just split the difference.
It definitely had its flaws, but it was a pretty good game.
Yeah, it was a decent game. There was some, not even the flaws weren't even. I believe we gave some good exposition on that during the gameplay. Not necessarily in the storytelling at all. I think the
storytelling is great.
It was amazing. Yeah. It was some very unnecessary mini games and weird interactions. Like the puzzling, you know, the playing detective stuff, and also for JJ the maze puzzles.
Yeah, I was really bad at the mazes.
Sergej just aced them both at the same time. Oh, by the way, we're not gonna spoiler warning, right? He played the full game, and we're gonna talk about the decisions he made, specifically the big final decision, which is kind of a thing that had millions going crazy all over the internet when you just immediately push the button to sacrifice Chloe Elizabeth Price for the well-being of the city. So I couldn't help but notice, and so couldn't millions of other people on the internet, that you took like 15 minutes to decide whether to write something on Kate's slate or not. Right? So
I think it was whether or not to tell Mr. Jefferson to fuck off or to eat shit.
Yeah, or whether to spill Frank's beans or his coffee, right? And we did both. I think beans is more delicious. That's my opinion. But
I was eating those beans.
Yeah, he was eating those beans. He wasn't lying. So Sergej, what in the world made you snap pick sacrifice Chloe like that fast? I've never seen anyone make a decision that quickly.
Mostly because it was kind of logical.
All right.
Decision. Other ones were emotional.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, if you sacrifice Chloe, then pretty much all the bad guys go to, like, I don't know, jail or something.
But if you don't sack Chloe, they all die.
Yes.
I think generally it's kind of, that's what I've been saying. The conflict of that decision is the logical human understanding of, obviously you want to sack a single person over a town, and the game kind of, to me, has set its own purpose in doing its best to convince you of the other during the 5 episodes. Yep. So the idea is to basically present the Chloe relationship as a really good thing and get the player invested in the character, while the townspeople and a lot of Arcadia Bay is painted in a very bad light for a lot of shady stuff going on there. I think the game is trying to. I think that the game developers would think if someone were to sacrifice Arcadia Bay over Chloe, they would see it as a success. Like that they've written a phenomenal character.
But I mean, Chloe was a flawed character.
Yeah, obviously.
Yes. And they don't really shy away from telling you that, so it's not like they're trying to make her be the perfect human being or anything.
But I feel like that makes it more real too.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
That makes it more real. If that was like Kate, like imagine Kate and Chloe being exchanged. The story just doesn't really click. Yeah,
that's true.
So I feel like it's very realistically told. Like a character like Chloe exists. and those characters sort of exist in that supernatural world surrounding them.
Yeah, actually, that brings up a good point. What did you think about the aspects that were maybe more removed from reality, like the time travel?
Was really weird that upon traveling back in time, you don't really move yourself. Like,
I get what you're saying. When you rewind, you stay in the same spot.
Yes.
Correct.
But also not really, because Earth is moving and the galaxy is moving.
Yeah.
You are staying in one place relative to the surface of the Earth.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Obviously. So, also like the more, not the meta supernatural stuff, but the in-game supernatural stuff, like the spirit realm stuff that they were talking about. There's a lot of references there about spirit animal stuff, about Native American stuff, with potential theories about curses involving Native American burial sites. You saw the totem pole showing up in dubious locations, and we saw some symbolism of animal death. So I think there's a lot of nuance to the game for sure, that maybe only while playing the second or third time you actually get to appreciate in its fullest. So a question that I wanted to ask you, and I asked you immediately after we got done playing, but I'm going to ask you again and see if you can actually give me a decisive answer today. Who is your favorite character?
Daniel.
Really?
Yes.
Daniel DaCosta is your favorite character. He was a good character. And the thing is that I believe a lot of people never even consciously noticed him while playing, because there was an optional dialogue. The one where he was actually being funny. And other than that, he just showed up in like crowds every once in a while and said like 2 words. So Daniel DaCosta is it's a very good pick. JJ, what's your pick?
Oh God,
are we still on the Pompidou train?
I mean, it's kind of
sort of, right?
Kind of not really the most honest answer in a way, because obviously, I mean, of course, the dog is only a better character than any human being. For but sure. Favorite,
it's tough.
It's tough,
really tough.
And it gets even tougher if you're just trying to extrapolate from the one game, because some of the characters appear in Before the Storm as well, which gives them extra characterization.
So, honest answer. To you, it's Daniel just because memes, or like, is that your honest answer?
Yes, he's a nice dude.
I like how that's all he needs too.
Yes. I mean, probably Warren.
Like, my favorite character, he's a nice dude. Warren, wow. Man, I don't know, man. It seems so... Warren and Daniel? That's the thing, they're just nice dudes. I'm gonna go with Mr. Mark Jefferson. I love the character of Mark Jefferson.
From a best written character standpoint, he's definitely up there.
It's really good. Also,
that's also the
mannerism,
thing,
like the way he speaks, he knows his stuff.
Favorite character is also, interestingly enough, a question that can be approached from very different aspects.
Multi-layered. Of course, like favorite character, we're going to ask you this too. Maybe in the next segment, but kind of like I wanted to just say that he's very multi-layered. You only get to appreciate like all the back references and foreshadowing that he's doing.
I mean, from a writing standpoint, I would definitely have to agree that he is one of the strongest characters in the series and also in the game itself.
Jefferson is a very good character.
Another one in that regard actually is Frank.
Frank, yeah.
He, when you first meet him, he's just the drug dealer who's trying to get his money. But the more you get to know about Frank, the more you see that he's also a very deep character. Not at first it comes off as just like like the rough guy, but then you
get the connection with
Rachel. You get the connection with
Nathan,
Pompidou.
Yeah.
No, I mean seriously. Yeah, I mean the guy loves his dog, and that's part of his character.
And steak, loves his beans too.
And he loved Rachel, and he was devastated by that whole thing. So he's definitely also a surprisingly deep character.
Yeah, like in the beginning it was like, he was the bad guy. Nathan, Victoria were the bad guys. Jefferson was a good guy, and they flipped how's the thing go?
Flip the script.
No, flip the switch, but the other way around. They swept the flitch. I don't know what I was going there. The joke one, the one where you say it differently.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
I'm sure. They flipped the switch. That's what they did. So, pretty good. But the other sort of that I think you were going on to in terms of favorite character, because we also talked about this, I believe, in multiple podcasts before. If a character from that universe you could meet in real life, like to be IRL friends with. probably wouldn't be TJ. Which I mean Thomas Jefferson, but his name is actually Mark Jefferson.
Yeah.
So who would you pick for your real life best friend from Life is Strange universe to become reality and hang out with? I know JJ's pick for sure. Or don't I? I don't know.
It's interesting.
It's very tough. You gotta pick JJ?
I mean, kind of the problem is, right? Max is always a bit of a complicated pick because of the whole baggage with the time travel.
Yeah. Assume no time travel. Assume no supernatural stuff.
Well, that gets rid of most of the pros, but also some of the cons. No, but I mean, honestly, a character like Warren would probably.
I knew you.
Really
I
cool.
thought you were probably gonna pick Warren. Actually,
he's a cool dude. He's nerdy. He's into science. He's into movies.
I expect, but it's such basic stuff. Dude. If I wanted another,
he's surprisingly extroverted.
If I wanted another Warren, I'd be hanging out with JJ twice as much. So, so there you go.
I don't know. Yeah, probably Warren too.
Really, dude. Really, my dude's Warren
or Daniel. I don't know.
You can.
I mean, yeah, sure. Daniel's a really chill dude as well.
Also, let's also still disqualify Pompidou from this, right?
Yes.
But y'all really just you're so boring, dude. You got to pick a fictional character from a game to become reality and befriend in real life, and you just pick each other, dude. What the hell? You just pick another one of yourself. I don't get it. Like that's our circle of friends already, with some exceptions. That maybe are not in science that much, or in terms of brain capacity. But really, that seems so bland.
So, what were you gonna say?
I'm about the Chloe life, man. I'd have to at least consider it.
I mean, you already also got similar people to that in your life.
Yeah, I do.
They're slightly less dangerous, but otherwise are very similar.
I do, but
just Ted and Sally, those guys.
But just as dubious too.
Those guys
to a degree,
are not quite as dangerous, but otherwise pretty much there. And you basically met IRL Chloe and you didn't like her at all.
I did not like IRL Chloe, man. That wasn't even Chloe. She was just a douchebag. Terrible person. Kicked James in the head while he was sleeping. Was awful.
What?
Oh, we'll tell you the story on the air. We'll tell you the story on the air. There's a backstory there, and there's bullshit. We'll tell you off the air. It's not I've met our Chloe, but no. That's definitely. I mean, it's a candidate I would consider. I'm definitely my first instinct isn't another JJ, right? No, I'm not gonna pick Warren or something.
He's trying to hint at the fact that he doesn't actually like me.
No, I'm just saying. No, what I was actually going at is at the fact that you are unique. Also, fuck you. No, I was saying, I get a fictional character to become reality and be my friend. So also, let's exclude like benefits, like for example, Nathan being also so rich, right? Just character wise is what we're talking.
For Nathan, you also never know when he's gonna drug and kidnap you.
Yeah, when he's gonna go nuts.
Although they seem to go for girls primarily, if not exclusively.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, well, fair enough.
Which I never consciously thought about before.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough. So, definitely, Chloe seems to be a candidate there. How about that William though?
Well, I mean, he's
dead. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I was saying William also is a bit of a weird pick for that because he's just kind of out of our age group.
Yeah, that's of course true. I was just Samuel is interesting. Sure. No, but I pick an exciting character for sure. It might not be the most sound pick. It might not be the person that I have the most in common with, because then I like pick Warren.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Chloe too.
Yeah.
That's not a bad pick per se, but then again, she has a lot of trouble as well.
The thing is, I'm picking a character, and Chloe definitely is a character.
Yeah, Chloe's a character.
A whole lot of character, and that's what's important in a person, to me at least, right? I'd rather have a multi-dimensional, interesting character than like a flat character. I'm not saying that y'all have flat characters, of course, but Warren is just another you. So that's no. I'm gonna go Chloe unless I can come up with something better. Not sure about Frank. Frank seems questionable.
I mean, Frank has basically most of the negatives from Chloe.
Mm-hmm.
But also more negatives.
Yeah, that's true. So who else would be a good candidate? I'm trying to like mentally go through the school and
I was about to say, I mean, primarily you would think of the students from the school, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Most of which aren't very
I mean, okay, we don't. So you don't know any more exposition on that, but Rachel for sure is a potential pick.
Yeah,
we're going to get more in depth on that in the second game, but we can't talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, from Life is Strange itself, like who from the school you really know as characters? You got Kate, you got Victoria, you got Nathan, and you kind of have Alyssa. You can't. I
mean, you got Alyssa as much as you got like Courtney and
right, like
Warren, of course.
But like, that's what I was saying. Like Warren, Nathan, Victoria are probably like the most well-defined side characters from the student body, and that's kind of an obvious choice. Who out of those three you're gonna pick?
Yeah.
And Kate is also kind of well-defined, but
Kate's well-defined. Yeah. It seems like a dubious character. I'm not sure if I would get along too well.
Yeah, the problem is just that she's horribly religious.
Yeah, not a very exciting character. I'll take the Chloe. I don't know. That's kind of the highway to hell, I guess, is what I'm going with here.
That's one way to put it for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So overall grade 9 out of 10 for you, 8 out of 10 for you, JJ, and 8.5 for me. Further expectations is one thing that I definitely wanted to bring up with you, because you're going to be playing Before the Storm, and Before the Storm plays, JJ.
Before the Storm.
Way before the Storm, actually, at a time where we can say that Max isn't in Arcadia Bay yet. So it's a couple
Which is not that surprising, since she has only returned for a few weeks by the time.
Exactly. And Before the Storm tells the story of Chloe and Rachel. So you're going to get introduced to Rachel. Alive Rachel. Which is better than dead Rachel.
Yes.
Debatable. Usually. For most people. Most people would say so. So, what expectations do you have? What do you think...
What do you think Rachel is going to be like? What do you think is going to happen in the game? You know?
How do you think Chloe changed? After playing the first game, what do you think Chloe was like?
That too, yeah.
And Rachel, sure.
I don't know, like, how we have seen her in one of the
yeah, we've seen Chloe at 2 points in time. We've seen her back when William was still alive, and we've seen her in what, from Life is Strange perspective, is the present day.
And the alternate reality.
Where
she's handicapped.
Right.
So what do you think what she's going to be like?
Probably like when she was alive still, and
Chloe was like...
You mean William was alive?
Yes, William.
So like a really good person?
Yeah, probably.
But not handicapped.
But not handicapped.
Obviously she's not handicapped.
So they kind of like Rachel disappeared and kind of corrupted her, sort of. Yeah, it's a valid point.
Not necessarily only Rachel disappearance, but William.
Yeah, William was a while ago at that point.
Yeah.
Then Chloe at the point of Life is Strange is like 18, 19, and at the point of Before the Storm is 16.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
And then so is Rachel, about the same age.
Okay.
So who do you think whose story is going to be told? Who's going to be them? Who? That's the best way to ask the question. Whose story will be told in Before the Storm?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Right.
Actually, interesting point. Whose story was told in Life is Strange?
Oh yeah. Whose story was told?
Probably.
I mean, you've played the game.
Yes, I know.
That's a good question. We talked about that too.
Question.
There's a lot you can answer this a lot of ways, actually, if you really think about it.
Yeah, there's definitely a few valid
answers. A lot
answers.
of people's stories were told.
But
Max is obviously a correct answer if you want to go with that.
But also, Max is kind of one of the least explored characters, almost.
You got Chloe for sure.
I mean, Max has some character development in the game, but...
Chloe's story for sure. Jefferson's story.
Yeah.
Nathan's story.
I think Jefferson's and Nathan's story were almost explored more than Max's.
Yeah. A lot of people's stories were told. So it was more of a story of a town, or at least a community, rather than an individual person.
Oh, the story of Arcadia Bay.
The story of Arcadia Bay.
If you look at it in that way, then it makes even more sense to sacrifice Chloe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's true. So yeah, it's definitely interesting. Let us know opinions in the comments. We'll hop into the halftime show and
unless there's anything you want to talk about.
Do you have anything to add, like final thoughts on the game? How are you looking forward to Before the Storm?
Not really. I just want to play the next game.
Yeah, that's a good attitude. JJ, yours truly right here, advertises it as the best game of the franchise.
Yes.
So if you like this one, you might like this one even more. And I would tend to agree to a little bit. At least it's very like Before the Storm was one of the best games we ever played. So be sure to check that out. Hopefully starting in the upcoming week with the first episode. Sergej playing. So we'll be sure to do that. Keep you updated on that. And after we get done with that, we'll have him on another podcast, which will be 109, I believe. If it were to work out that way. Maybe we'll do it a week later. We'll see. But we'll have him on again to discuss the entire story because a lot of ties will come together in the Before the Storm episode, and then you can reflect on everything you've seen, think about it, and then we'll talk about it on the podcast. But you want to get into the halftime show?
Yeah, let's get into the halftime show.
Let's do it. What are we doing?
Well, we have done this before.
Yeah, we have.
Hey, there's an image here. We're going through some famous places.
Playing GeoGuessr, we're playing famous places with Sergej. All right, what's this? Oh god, can we restart? This looks like a temple sort of thing. Can you like turn around?
I'm not sure if we're in Europe or further east.
I feel it looks very Asian.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, this looks
Thai. Yeah, this is Southeast Asia.
Looks like.
Yeah. This is Asia.
I was gonna say the people look that way as well.
It's Asia for sure.
Although with
okay.
Well, that is a famous building.
Yeah, that's the Taj Mahal. Okay, great. Fair enough.
And where would that be located?
India.
All right then. We got India, and where in India?
We're exactly in India.
Because India is pretty big.
India is large indeed. Let's see. Oh man, I'm not sure if it's in the city actually. Is it in the capital city? I'm not sure. I don't know, man. No, what? No, it's not. It's not. It's in a smaller town. What's the name of the town, dude? I forget. Can you just zoom over the map and I can read some? Agra. That's where it is. It's actually close to New Delhi.
Where do you find Agra?
Southeast of New Delhi.
Southeast of New Delhi.
You see New Delhi?
Yeah, New Delhi's there.
Yeah, just down.
This is east. This is south.
The fuck?
Wait,
it's north.
That's north. Why am I an idiot?
Dude, it's right there. It's like right next to New Delhi.
Right. Oh, right there. Yeah,
that one.
Sorry.
Agra. So see if you can zoom in and actually see the Taj Mahal. I believe that's where it is. Agra Fort. Agra Fort.
There's a bunch of.
There's the Taj Mahal right there. Up with the mouse a little bit. Yeah. Left.
Oh, there you go. Right there.
Zoom in. And see if we can ace this. We were like in the garden or something.
We're down here somewhere. We're like here.
Yeah. Let's try this. See what we got. Dude, perfect score.
7 yards.
Perfect score.
That's
5,000 points. That's what we need. We did good. That was great. That was very good. Okay, what do we have here? This looks promising.
Well, this looks very pixelated. Is that the Space Needle?
Is it? Yeah, I think it is. Can you just turn around and see if we get a confirmation? But it sure seems like it.
Right now, Google Street View doesn't seem to be loading that well. Oh god, I can't move, can I?
Can you not move at all?
No.
Can you look at the sky, see if there's a sun visible? Wouldn't help us much. I think it's a Space Needle. Yeah, it has to be the Space Needle. CN Tower just looks different. So, Seattle.
Yeah, I know what the Space Needle is. That's, I don't know where in Seattle it is. I just know that, it's in Seattle. So, I'm not sure.
There's Space Needle. Yeah, there we go. Zoom in a little bit.
We're standing slightly
south of it, right? A little bit south of it.
Well, mostly
Oh, that okay.
Yeah, it's very much
it's
west of it. No, wait, it's west of us. No, it's east of us. We're west of it. Yeah,
we're west of the Space Needle.
So we're like right.
Like zoom in and see if there's the garden thing there. Yeah.
Like right here.
Yeah, the Garden of Glass is like the other building there. Ooh.
That's 2 points missing. We're really bad at this game.
Yeah, we're terrible. We suck. So bad. Okay, what do we have here? That's a big park. Do you have No, I was gonna say Central Park, but this is
that looks. If I'm not mistaken, it was Arabic that it was written on there. Is it not? Like the top.
Oh yeah, that might be Arabic. That
looks kind of Arabic.
It might be though. I'm not sure if it is. It also looks Asian. I don't like it.
I can move. That's...
Yeah, then move around and see if we can see a building. There's some gardens going on. Are we at the Taj Mahal again? Thank you. Hey, we're at the Taj Mahal again.
But this time, where is the button to go back?
Go back. Yeah, the flag. Yeah.
That's the one. But this time, we're not right at the same spot, are we?
No, we're different. We're at this crossroad.
So, that's the thing.
That's the thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we are...
kind of southwest of it.
Southwest of it. You know, gotta be...
We're good at this game. Remember the place? Agra.
Yeah, I got this.
JJ got this, he says. Right.
Yeah.
It's right by a river, too.
And this time, we're like...
Probably that one crossword up. One up. That one, right? Isn't it right, that one?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
What the fuck?
What?
Really? You hitting me with ads now? You're really hitting me with ads. We got 5,000 points though. 4 points.
So far, we're 2 points off of our total score, and this...
Terrible. Do we have black screen? Oh, come on. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. Come on, dude.
First they're playing ads, now they're just not showing us anything anymore.
It's
great.
Terrible. What the hell? Zoom in, zoom out. Is there anything you can do?
I can return to start, see if it reloads. Interestingly enough, it placed us in a different direction, but that's...
Wow, really?
Oh, now we're officially in full screen mode.
Really? Ooh. We're gonna sync it because of that? Where you want to go? You feel the Eiffel Tower? I'm feeling like I'm kind of like feeling France.
I'm definitely feeling Europe.
I'm feeling France.
Because there's a lot of famous places in Europe, because Europe is pretty old. So is like a lot of stuff in Asia.
I'm getting a France vibe.
We've already had a lot of Asia.
You want to just drop it in the middle of Paris?
Sure.
Let's put it in the middle of Paris, dude. Maybe we got Notre Dame. And nope. We were.
We were.
Oh, I think I know where we were.
Well, unlike the Liechtenstein drum.
No. It's that one castle. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
yeah,
Neuschwanstein, yeah.
Yeah, that's where we were.
Hey, I mean, we got the continent correct.
I mean, for only being a black screen, I guess we didn't do too bad. What do we have?
Looks like.
So it's very Southern European.
I was about to say, we're in Europe again, right?
I'm thinking Italy, Spain, sort of thing.
Thinking maybe even France.
Might be France. Very sunny to be France. Hotel.
Los
Omeyas. No,
that sounds more Spanish or something.
That is Spanish. I believe that's Spanish for sure.
Could be Portuguese, which is basically the same language anyways.
It's very similar. Not the same.
I know. I know that I've offended someone. Don't worry about it.
Probably have. Dude on the scooter hanging out. That's appreciated. Oh, yeah.
I have the feeling we've been here before. I'm not like in the game. I don't know. No,
that looks
something like this for sure.
Check the vehicles if we can see something on there. Cordoba. So are we in Cordoba?
Where would one find Cordoba?
There's several Cordobas actually, but there's one in Spain.
I'm not sure what exactly. I assume it's about this building, but I'm not sure what that is.
I feel it's like it's the whole place. It's like there's a statue there. You see that?
Yeah, that's true.
Can you zoom into that? See what it is? Or is there something written on it?
Let's see if I can actually take a step. Maybe there is, in fact, something written on it.
Can you read that off for everyone?
No. That's not intelligible at all. Are you? Are you on your phone? Are you doing Google research?
No, I'm just got a message. So, it seems very Spanish. So, I know there's a Cordoba in Argentina too, but let's just go for the Spanish one because it seems more famous. See if it's like a little bit more southern. Cordoba. Yeah, there we go. And just pick a random famous place. Zoom in and see if you can find a famous place. Oh, there's a lot of famous places.
Like something like this?
That seems
like a plaza?
Plaza.
Because, well, I mean,
what is this sort of building? It's like I don't know.
It could be a palace.
I don't know.
Could be a casino.
It's not a casino.
I was about to say, I doubt that, yeah.
It Is it the Puerto Romano? Probably not. Yeah, just, somewhat city center. See what we can get. I hope we're using the right city. Yeah, we were. Okay.
That's the right city, yeah.
And it was pretty close.
Our overall score is just about 5,000 points off from the grand total.
Yeah.
And we got 0 points on one of them. Well, 37 points. Because...
that was terrible. That was abjectly terrible. And the thing is, we could have hit that too. I would have recognized that location. I would have probably known that.
We are still less than 5,000 points off of the total, despite getting a complete black screen.
Which is good.
I feel like that kind of speaks for itself.
I mean, we got the Taj Mahal twice. That was kind of lucky. So we already... Okay, we would have recognized it both times, obviously, but we could have gotten something more ominous there. The German castle we should have hit. The Space Needle was also very...
it's actually famous,
very friendly. Yeah, it's very famous. That was a good one to hit. And Cordoba was... Okay, we did a good job looking at the side of the truck. And then we just went with it and I got lucky. So, about 20,000 points, one black screen, but I guess that's how it happens.
We've done worse without black screens.
If you want to see us do this again, then let us know in the comments. Maybe we can play the Russian edition once. This is a fun fact, not my fact of the week. We once sat here with Sergej playing the Russian edition for like an hour.
Yes.
And it's all just Russian countryside.
5 places in Russia for an hour because he was really trying to get that. And we were traveling down hundreds and hundreds of miles of just country and forest roads. It was crazy. It was insanity. Yes. We actually did that. That was weird. But that's the halftime show for today. I'll put the picture back on and we can get into the old song. Not the song. The fact of the week. JJ, do you have a fact of the week that you want to share with us?
My fact of the week, not as interesting as they sometimes are, but it's a bit more of a personal thing.
Sometimes they're not.
This one actually is somewhat relevant by virtue of us being on YouTube right now.
He's gonna announce that he's getting married in August. He's finally happening. It's crazy. Oh.
Now, all jokes aside, what I was gonna say is that, interestingly enough, I've never used YouTube notifications for anything ever.
What do you mean YouTube notifications?
Like, you know how when you subscribe to a channel, there's like the bell icon?
Yeah. You've never used those?
I don't see the sense of that because you can just go to your sub box, right? When you want to...
But if you want to just drop in like a minute later and cap first and get the Speed Demon Award in the TrashcanTV Discord.
Fair enough.
Or even just an hour and then get the early bird.
I've got the admin rank in the TrashcanTV Discord, I'll have you know.
That is true.
So...
Because you're one of the founding fathers.
Yes. Also, another fact about the YouTube notifications. The YouTube notifications in the app, if you set them on for a specific channel, but you have the notifications disabled for YouTube from the app itself, they still won't be able to send you notifications. So I think there's actually about 30% of people that use YouTube notifications that don't get them because they blocked them somewhere else.
Alright. Fair enough. I do tend to use them to get some notifications. Sergej, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
What is your fact of the week? I'm so glad that you're still doing fine, like a half hour in. What's your fact of this week? It's only your second ever fact.
Yes, I did not prepare any fact for today.
Is that your fact?
No, that is not my
You have used that as a fact before.
I have used that as a fact before. It would have been legit. Oh, so do you have a fact? Are you thinking about coming up with the fact? Yes. Right now?
Come on. I'll try.
Quick, factual information.
Yeah, just a fact.
The Earth is not a perfect sphere.
That is
Thank you, that's correct. However, the Earth is flatter than Kansas. We've all seen the Vsauce video, I assume.
Right.
Yeah. The Earth is indeed flatter than Kansas. And a pancake, too.
Yeah.
But the Earth is also not flat in that sense.
Yes. The Earth is slightly oblong in shape. That's a fact.
It's not perfectly spherical. There's bumps in there, and there's a little bit...
Well, yeah, there's also that. But...
Yeah, not clean.
But even if the surface itself was flat, it would still be slightly oblong. Yeah. It's not a perfect sphere. That's true.
So that's not a terrible fact. Here's my fact of the week. I have been, no joke, this fact of the week I have been wanting to use for over 3 months now. Probably... Yeah, about 3 months sounds right.
So why did you not?
3 or 4 months. Because I kept coming up with new facts. And this one just never made the cut because it's not as mind-blowing. It's not as insane. But it's a fun fact that I personally discovered by myself. Not a fact that I read or picked up anywhere. It's a fact that I observed in the real life, outdoors in the wild, wild west while I was going about my day. And that fact is in countries that drive on the right side. And I'm just making this statement. Okay, I'm just making the statement for Germany, right? Because that's where we live. But I'm assuming it's other countries as well. Countries that drive on the right side because I encounter it out in the street. You know them street sweeper cars? Them trucks they use to clean the streets?
Yes.
They have the wheel on the left. On the right, sorry. Like British cars.
Okay.
Because they'll be driving just along the sidewalk. On the right, obviously.
Yeah.
So they have I'm assuming that's why they have the wheel on the right so they can stay just by the sidewalk better. But I actually observed a street sweeper truck coming by me while I was waiting at the bus stop and he had the wheel on the right.
Okay.
That's a fact.
That's actually...
I didn't know that before.
I guess that's somewhat interesting, yeah.
I did not know that before. I'm assuming it's so you can just stay right at the curb.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely easier to align yourself on the side you're sitting. That's also, like, why whenever I'm parking my car, I'm more closer to the left edge of the parking spot than the right edge.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, that's a fun fact that I observed myself, personally. So, we have a second topic. Sergej, you choose this topic. What did you pick for this topic, man? What did you bring to the table here? What did you choose and why? What did you pick to do this, Sergej? Let's see. What do you have?
Let's try some deep conversation topic.
You want to talk? Do you want to deeply converse? Okay, and then why have you decided to bring that today?
We kind of randomly choose that together.
We kind of did. He passed it by us before but we approved because we like to do this. So I'm actually gonna give the power of picking questions to you today. So you can look at this screen, you can look at the list, and whenever you see like a question that you might find interesting, you can just read it out, and we will talk about it deeply.
You may also scroll if you like.
Yeah, conversationally.
You should be able to reach the mouse from where you're sitting.
So we're having him read. And he's gonna be kind of the debate master, the moderator. Not the moderator. He's also gonna participate. But if you gotta go on, JJ and myself have been doing this for a while, on occasion.
Yeah, we've been doing philosophical questions, both handpicked by us as well as picked from the internet.
Exactly, random ones. So just see if you can find.
We've done some Would You Rather questions.
Oh, the Would You Rather questions.
Actually, we've done that together as well, all three of us.
Yeah, in Podcast 100. If you haven't seen it, by the way, we introduced Sergej in Podcast number 100. If you want to see that again, major event in the Trash Talk series history. We'll have a look at he's currently looking at questions about life and death. You like any specific one? You want to debate? Just pick one. We can do multiple ones if we run.
Yeah, I think we probably will too.
Yeah, we surely will.
Usually when we have like a list of like philosophical questions, we'll literally go through like 20 of them.
Exactly.
So although
just give me one.
We usually don't pick out the best ones necessarily either, so sometimes it's just like quick answer.
Alright. Are some lives more valuable than others? He picked out a big one. JJ's just snapping yes, and I would agree the way the question is worded for sure.
Yeah, exactly. He found the exact same loophole that I did.
Comparing super sentient aliens to insects, basically, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the first thing that came to mind too. We're not. The question doesn't specify is one human's life worth more than another, which is a way more complicated question.
The answer would still be yes by the same logic, though.
Yeah, but
level of sentience.
But of course, if you're literally just going by life, you're literally comparing like a human to a plant,
like a water bear. Yeah, even plants are alive, right? So like, sentient life is more morally valuable than non-sentient life, obviously, and higher forms of sentience like human life are more valuable than lower forms like insects and arachnids.
And of course, you could extend that same argument to humans as well, where some humans possess higher degrees of sentience than others, oftentimes because of
severe
either
mental handicaps.
Yeah, I was about to say mental handicaps or just age.
Yeah, exactly. Even that.
Actually, both ends of the age spectrum tend to be a bit weaker in that category.
I mean, if you compare a human to a tree, then I think people will just accept that. That's like fine. But if you actually extend that argument by the same logic to say that a normal, quote-unquote, normal human's life is, by that logic, more valuable than a severely mentally handicapped human, then people might be like, I don't know, that sounds weird. You know?
Yeah, it's something you definitely can't just state that and just walk away, because that's a bit problematic. But yeah, if you...
The question is...
By logical extension, that would be the case, yeah.
The question that we're asking is not, should we kill off everything below the average human threshold of sentience? The question that we're asking is, if the hypothetical scenario of choosing this life versus this life, you can only preserve one, which one would it be? The one that carries higher sentience, right?
Yeah.
So that's that would be my answer there.
Which technically, for example, also means that, generally speaking, you would sacrifice a baby over an adult.
Yeah.
Which then the other argument, if you don't,
would you sacrifice an infant over like an 80-year-old?
I mean, from the sentience argument, unless the 80-year-old has like severe dementia or something, then
how about an 8-year-old or an 80-year-old?
Well, I'm not exactly sure how they would stack up from the sentience argument, but that's what I was saying, right?
Tough.
Because the sentience argument isn't the only argument you can make in that case.
Yeah.
Yes.
And a lot of people like to argue about like potential and that kind of stuff.
Potential productivity.
And the thing is, if you had to preserve the life of either like a younger person or a person that is like probably gonna die within the next few years anyways,
it would make much more sense to preserve
generally
the younger
speaking
person, right?
Makes more sense to preserve the younger person, even if that doesn't hold up for the sentience argument potentially.
But I think
that's also why these questions are a bit complicated.
I think what this question was intended to mean is, you compare two humans of equal levels of sentience. One is a hobo and one is the president. Is one life inherently, or is...
I'll pick the hobo.
And I know you do.
Sorry, that was
I know you do. But
crude political joke there.
Is there one life more valuable than the other?
Well, theoretically, just based on their positions in life, no. I mean, I guess you could argue that because of having more power, that the president could also do more good, and if that
also do more bad, obviously.
That's the problem, right? He can also do more bad, so from a potential standpoint, it should be about equal.
So in that case, I would have to say no. I wouldn't. I'd say that a higher social status inherently gives you your life more value, as in I'm choosing you over someone else, just because you have more assets to your name or something.
So that's
so
also,
it's really just a sentience matter, right? I feel like
you shouldn't base worth on social status, of course.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that just makes the whole split between like upper class and lower class even worse if you were to do that.
So is that what we can all settle on for this question? Sentience, highest sentience wins, but equal sentience there's none.
Yeah.
No inherent higher value. All right. Do you want to look for the next question? See what else we have. There's a lot of them about like life and death, specifically theme. Plant lives matter.
Does it say that somewhere, or did you just say that?
No, I literally just said that.
Okay. I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, it's not technically wrong. I guess they matter.
I mean, they very much matter because they produce oxygen.
Ecosystem.
Out of CO2, which without oxygen,
kind of good.
We would be kind of fucked.
Yeah, oxygen is... I really like oxygen. I'm a big fan. Big proponent of oxygen existing.
Yeah.
Future of the human race. There's some interesting ones. If you were given an envelope with the time and date of your death inside, would you open it? Why do you have to do this to us, Sergej? Why do you have to?
Granted, that's an interesting question. So
it's a very interesting question.
And I mean, I guess it's kind of the point, right?
So let's actually. I was gonna say do it like that. Actually, just without answering, without thinking about it too much, answer it right from the heart. So you say you would, JJ.
I wouldn't.
I would too. I would do it. So JJ, you would not do it. So you're in the minority. So why would you not do it?
It just seems like that would impact the way you act a lot more, and I'm not sure if that isn't maybe a bit of a psychological burden as well to know exactly when you're gonna die.
I
can see how it would make sense the other way around too, but
I would make the counterpoint of saying that whether you know it or not, you're not going to be able to change it. So the outcome will be the same. I believe that, though, knowing specifically, you say it might be a burden that pulls you down. I say it might actually be a reminder to step up. Because you know for a fact that on that and that date you're going to die. So now you have a, no pun intended, deadline set for yourself. to know when, like, by that time, I gotta get my shit together, you know? Because I think a lot of people that just wander aimlessly from day to day without really getting stuff done, they just don't realize that as sort of vividly, and if they did, it might help them actually, you know, getting stuff done. So, Sergej, what's your take on that? You said you would.
Definitely the arguments you presented, but also, like, assume it is not 100% sure.
Oh, God.
You could at least try to evade that.
Yeah, or kill yourself before.
It's definitely the easiest way to avoid it. No, but especially if we're assuming that we can change it, I can definitely see arguments for both sides, especially because, yes, you can plan better if you know when you're gonna die, because if it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna die in 2 years, you don't have to make any long-term plans at that point.
Exactly.
Yes. And you can just live your best life, and if you know you're gonna live for a long time, you gotta know that you gotta plan for that as well.
So generally, it's just extra information.
On the other hand, I feel like that could be a lot of pressure, especially the closer you get to the date, to be like, I can't waste this.
Yeah, exactly. But that exact sentiment, I can't waste this, you can choose to turn it to positive or negative outcome, and I believe for a lot of people it can turn into positive.
I think this could definitely also be kind of a lot of pressure on yourself in that regard.
Well, I'm not sure if putting pressure on yourself is a bad thing in life in certain situations. You know?
It depends on the type of pressure.
Yeah, of course it does.
And then, of course, yeah, if you could potentially change it, it would definitely be interesting to know. That has two caveats. The first one is that, of course, if you know that, like, oh yeah, like, today is the day. Like, gotta look out for everything, gotta make sure that nothing can happen, maybe just stay at home, just also, wait it out. But on the other hand, if it's not set in stone, guaranteed, then you could also potentially become more reckless because you're like, oh yeah, I know it's in the future. And
I'm not gonna die today, so I might as well jump off this house.
Yeah, and then you die anyways because you were being an idiot about it.
Exactly. But here's the other thing. You presented the pressure argument. Is the burden to carry on with. You know what's also a burden to carry around with you? An unopened envelope with your death inside of it.
I mean, you could definitely destroy it.
But would you, though?
But still, like...
Imagine just having it sit on the shelf. You wake up every day, there's this envelope there. They can tell you if you're going to die today or not. Every day. Every day. Would you think more about the envelope if you didn't open it? Or would you think more about what it said that is set in stone once you know?
That's actually an interesting question. I mean, to be fair, with that scenario being presented, if, you know, the envelope won't leave your mind, you always have the chance to still open it later.
Yeah.
But the question is, would you open?
Like, would anyone opens it and it just says right now.
Yeah. And
just get a heart attack and die.
It's just like, it has like anthrax in it too.
Yeah.
It's like in the letter, right? It's like a letter bomb. Like, boom, right now, congrats.
Prediction on your death.
It's always correct too. That's the way how it's always correct. Crazy. Wonderful. So would you open, would there be anyone who keeps the envelope around for 50 years for the rest of their lives, never opening it? Sitting on the shelf every day? I don't think so. At some point, people open an envelope if they can.
Yeah, I think most people definitely would at some point open it. That's
for sure.
I feel like the longer you have it, the more likely it is that you have opened it at some point.
Yeah.
So let's kind of do the final verdict. We discussed it, and let's do the roundup again. Sergej, would you do it now? Thinking about it?
Yes.
You?
Like immediately.
Yeah.
I guess.
Immediately or mull about it?
I would definitely mull about it for a bit, but
I'd also open it immediately. Actually, I want to know. It's information, and knowing that might be less pressure than knowing that there's an envelope that I could know. You know.
Yeah.
So you want to pick another question? We can maybe do one or two more. Maybe not one that's this fucking deep. Well, they're all deep.
Well, I mean, that's the idea.
Yeah, they're deep.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I prefer the deeper ones almost.
Yes, I do.
Because if it has a clear answer, it's kind of boring to discuss. Like, oh yeah, this is the answer. Here's why.
Yeah. Yeah, with sentience argument, maybe this one.
I mean, the thing is,
are pretty good.
Oftentimes you can if the answer is obvious, you can just reword it a bit to make it less obvious.
Yeah, the way that the question was probably intended to.
Yeah.
That's definitely also always a problem, because sometimes the questions are clearly not intended the way we interpret them. And we know it too.
Is that true?
Like
the sentence one, yeah. We just made like.
Oftentimes we've had that before when we took questions off the internet. It was like, oh yeah, they clearly mean it in that way, but technically the way it's written,
yes,
it's like question as intended versus question as written.
But then we just give like, okay, technically, and then we give the sensible answer.
Yeah, of course.
Just to clarify, because that's really what's like to debate about, like what's with the technicalities of how it's written. Not that important, of course. Future of the human race sounds an interesting one. Emotions, that's like kind of the subcategories that we're seeing here. Let me know in the comments what your favorite deep conversation starter topic is. What do you like to bring up at parties?
Actually, we should at some point
bring that stuff up at parties.
As if I was going to go to a party, but
like a barbecue is a party. Like
fair.
barbecue.
No, but
not every party is that kind of party.
Sometimes it's just a salad party.
Yeah, political parties, dude. When you got James now, it's a salad party. It's true.
No, but definitely, I was thinking we could have pick out a general overarching idea, like the deep conversations here, philosophical questions we had before, which is similar, and just pick something like that and just have viewers submit the actual questions.
So, Sergej, what do you pick?
Are emotions necessary for human survival? Why or why not?
So let's do the yes or no thing, Sergej.
I'm not sure.
Top of your head.
It is really hard, right?
It is really hard.
I'm gonna say yes. I am saying affirmative.
I'm gonna say long term yes.
I'm gonna say indeed that's the case. So why could that be the case?
Yes, no, maybe.
Yeah, come on. I gotta get a yes now. I gotta get it. Just make a preemptive one, and then later you can change your mind. Obviously, if you heard arguments. Give me one.
I'm kind of tending to a no.
To a no, that's interesting.
Yes, but
so you're saying?
I was saying long term, definitely yes.
Okay, so I'm also saying yes. So let's think about why that could be the case. I feel like,
or maybe because, as you said last time, because of the minority, maybe start with why maybe not.
Yeah, are emotions because emotions are also caused by instincts, right?
Yes. The question is, why would you say no? I think it's the first question.
Because probably it would develop into a more logical society.
Yes.
And
that means if you take away emotion, that's kind of what's left, right?
Yes. Which would probably advance quite faster than...
But what if humans no longer had basic survival instincts?
I think that's a different question.
I don't know.
But most survival instincts are based on fear, which is definitely an emotion. As a matter of fact, it's one of the most important ones.
Yes.
So I would say that definitely if we took everyone's emotions away and we would make a perfectly logical society, that would have certain advantages. And the human race will definitely profit from it for a while. The thing is, and that is the problem, at some point there might be a decision that has to be made whether or not the survival of the human race in and of itself is a logical goal. If it's not, our own logic screws us out of it.
Also, if emotion does not exist, to what degree is it really still humanity in a way?
Okay, that's a bit more of a philosophical question, but
it's more of just robots walking around.
But yeah, I mean, the idea is if we didn't have emotions, I think early on in our history, that's tough because we didn't really have. I mean, we developed communication relatively fast, but I don't think we would have gotten to the. I mean, you would have to then start questioning when it starts being human.
I would definitely make the argument for a lot of very natural evolutionary instincts are very important just for raw survival, right? The connection of a parent to have the urge to not let their child die, for example, right?
Yeah.
I think that's also kind of logical.
But the instinct to...
It is logical if the goal is survival of the race.
The instinct to procreate in the first place.
Which is also, again, if you're...
Yeah.
That's the problem, right? The question is, if we're purely logical, what are the goals? If the goal is the survival of the human race, at the point right now, where we're already the dominant species, then we definitely have the means to, with logic, keep ourselves in that position.
Would just the pure logical route entice that as much as the instinctual one? Because just does pure logic drive you to do everything you do?
No.
As a matter of fact, the emotions and that kind of stuff is actually the reason right now why we're on a path where we might not long-term survive as a species. Mm-hmm. Because we're destroying our own planet, for example, and a lot of the big reasons why we're doing it is for profit, which then in turn is based on some kind of emotional backing.
Yeah.
And if that wasn't the case, we would be better off for a while without emotions, but I'm not sure if that long-term would
I'm not sure if I really agree at all. Because just biologic is not going to drive anyone to do anything. It's not going to drive you to...
Because if you don't have any goal,
the
most logical thing to do would be nothing.
Nothing, right? So, because there's real-life examples where people know something to be logical and they don't do it. That's the case for all of us in certain areas, right?
Yes, of course.
And so if people they had emotions were not existent, people would be like, yeah, it would be logical for us to procreate and exist and to eat, to breathe, to protect our offspring. It'd be logical to, but I'm not gonna do it. In the same way that, someone who says it would be logical for me to go find a job and make something out of my life, of course, it makes sense. But I don't have the drive to do it. I don't have the urge to do it, right? And that's the internal thing. That's the internal emotional monologue. So I believe with the eradication of emotions, thereby instincts, I think humanity isn't gonna be for long.
I don't really think that by removing emotions you automatically remove instincts. Because instincts can exist without emotions.
Can they? I'm not sure about that.
I mean,
that can be like
because an instinct is a drive, right? An urge, certain drive to do something.
The question right now...
Yes, but you can still logically decide whether to do it or not.
Yeah, you can logically decide it, right, obviously, but that doesn't make you do it.
Yes.
I can decide that just regular example. We can all agree that logically we shouldn't be drinking alcohol.
Yes.
So
what goal?
Just logically, because we want to be healthy, obviously, right? It's not logical to do that.
That goal is be healthy.
Yeah, okay. Let the goal be healthy. So it's not logical to drink alcohol. So do we all want to be healthy? Can I just make that sure? We do want to be healthy, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
It's logical to not drink alcohol?
Yes.
And the both of you have, at least at one point, drunk alcohol.
Yes, one time.
Yeah.
Knowing that it wasn't logical to do so.
Yes.
So, meaning that the logical knowledge of it alone didn't stop you from doing that, right?
Yes, because emotions.
What? If you had an emotional drive not to drink alcohol, like an instinctual one, like you have the instinctual one not to jump into fire. I'm saying that compare alcohol to jumping into fire. I know logically this isn't good, I know logically this isn't good. And of course different types of severity, right? But in other cases, it's the same principle. You logically, you shouldn't do it, but maybe you do. Maybe it doesn't move you to make the logical decision at all times. Because if we're perfectly logical creatures, which of course we're not, we would know everything logical to do, but we wouldn't have the emotional drive to do it. This thing is like logical knowledge and emotional drive, instinctual drive, work together to a certain degree.
I'm gonna make a bit of a logical jump here, but how exactly do psychopaths work? Because it's always said that they don't have emotions, but I think that's a bit of an overstatement as well.
They can toggle their empathy.
There's like no capacity for empathy.
Yeah, it's
not
just,
really. They can toggle it.
Oh, they can toggle it.
They can switch it on and off.
Okay.
So, but it's just about empathy, right? They do still experience emotions in a very similar way as regular humans. Okay, because that's the one thing that I could think of where there is humans that are, by the way their brains work, like on a physiological and psychological level, different from regular humans. Because that would then be the closest comparison we had to how it would be, but again, still having emotions kind of...
I think it's vital. I think it's vital for human survival. Because
definitely, I mean, as I said, definitely if, like, from the Stone Ages on, we didn't have emotions, then we would have never been able to survive until now.
Yeah, evolutionary instinct is all hormonal based. It's all emotions and sentiment based. So to me, they're vital for human survival. But it's definitely a debate and a half for sure. But I think we could end it here for the second topic. We had some deep conversations. You got opinions, let us know in the comments. And go join our Discord server. The link is in the description. JJ is in there, so is Sergej, and I am too. So if you want to talk to us in all sorts of different languages, not really. He knows Russian, though. That's true. But if you want to talk to us, come on over and do that. And we're going to get out of here with the song of the week. Who wants to start? Sergej, you want to start?
I was about to say, let the guest start.
Let the guest start.
He's less of a guest these days. He's just more of a kind of a third.
Well, he's on a once a week guy. So.
Yeah.
Yes. One moment.
He's like the guy who's in the front row for every talk show ever. Still a guest, but he's also kind of there. So, do you have your song of the week already?
Yes. Deja Vu.
All right. That's a thing, yeah.
Yes.
By
By Dave Rogers.
By Dave Rogers. Do you know that song, JJ?
I don't think I know that song.
Deja Vu by Dave Rogers. I have never heard of that song. That's
Well, I mean, we gotta listen to that now, of course, because that's how the...
Well, that's how the rule works. That's how the rule works. So, Sergej. Not Sergej. JJ. Yeah.
I'm here too, yes.
Dubious. JJ was here all along. The plot was of the century, dude. JJ was here.
Yeah, I've been here all along.
It's crazy. What is your song of this particular week, JJ?
I'm gonna go back to one that we've used every now and again, a band somewhat recently.
I think I know where you're at, dude.
It's Volbeat, yeah.
Yeah, it's Volbeat. Though you better not pick the one I'm picking, dude. Because I'm also picking Volbeat. You want to say it at the same time? See if we can finally get it. If we can finally have our song of the week. We were very close once. We once had the same name song by different artists.
We've once had the same Volbeat song. We both had Get to Babylon once.
But I didn't really have it. I said like, I was maybe gonna pick that. I wasn't sure at that point. At this point, I do. So do you want to say in 3, 2, 1 or something?
I'm pretty sure it's a different one, but we can try.
I think it is, but okay, let's go. 3, 2, 1, Rebound. Okay, yeah, I thought it. I'm pretty sure it was gonna be a different one. Rebound is one of the best Volbeat songs out there, dude. It's a really good song. But Lola Montez is not quite as good, but it's a very, very good song too. Volbeat's for real.
Honestly, Rebound is one of my least favorite out of the ones that I know.
I like Rebound more and more every time I listen to it. There's so many basketball references.
I couldn't care less.
In every line. It's so good. I love it. I love the song. It's great. But yeah, Volbeat is the real deal for real. Like, they're good. They're really good. You like Volbeat?
I didn't know.
You don't know? We've been listening to Volbeat a lot today in the car when we were driving. That was all Volbeat that we were listening to.
Yeah, I guess it's fine.
It's pretty good, right?
They are a Danish hard rock band that has, by some people, been described as the most American sounding band.
They're Danish.
There's literally like YouTube comments and everyone's being like, oh, the most American sounding band out there is Danish? Huh.
Yeah, Danish is for Denmark. South Park reference. But yeah, very, very good band. Let us know your song of the week. There is a playlist in the description called the Viewer Music Suggestion Playlist. You can drop your music video containing your song of the week in there, and if it's a really good one, we'll acknowledge it, give it a shout out on the podcast. And looking forward to seeing you again in the next one. Go join the Discord, leave a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to TrashcanTV, our YouTube channel, and help us build the community that we're trying to build with Sergej and JJ. And for now, we're going to be out of here, and we'll see you in the next one. JJ.
That's it.
Sergej.
That's it.
That's it.